So check this out. This is the first electric machine from Volvo, correct?
Exactly.
This is the ECR25 Volvo mini excavator. What weight is this machine?
2.5 ton.
Okay.
Yep, it's the 25. Yep.
2.5 tons, so around the 6,000 pound machine is what it goes with as far as, you know, stuff on the market.
Absolutely.
Where we're at.
Yep.
So this is the fully electric machine. Other than what's missing under the hood, it's identical to the diesel model. So let's just jump straight back here and see what it is. So the first thing I noticed is you don't have to check the oil in it.
Nope.
Other than your hydraulic oil, that's the only filters for, you know, checking and service.
That's right.
So pretty much all your batteries are right here, right, Danny?
Yep. Yep.
So you have 3 batteries.
3 battery cells. Yep.
And it's just one electric motor for this, correct?
Absolutely. Brushless electric motor.
And this powers the whole entire machine.
Absolutely.
Through that. And then the charging plug is right here, correct? Oh.
Yep.
Right there.
So you can basically see.
And then it just plugs in right there.
Yep. It'll be conventional for like all the other plugs.
Exactly.
Yep.
So other than, you know, pretty much obviously the bucket and everything's the same, but everything's different in the cab.
A little bit.
Some. What I couldn't get over yesterday was how quiet it was.
Absolutely.
When you get in it, you're expecting it to make noise and everything, and it doesn't.
Nope.
So to start this one, let's see, it was cut the key on.
Yep, and then let it boot up, and you'll see the screen. You're going to leave the safety.
That's right. The safety lever has to stay up,
and it just boots all the computers up. And this is just the initial starting.
Yeah.
It's not like you have to do this every time.
Yeah. Oh, the hood was still open.
Let me close the hood. So see, that's smart.
Yeah, it'll tell you that stuff's needs to be done.
Okay.
All right. So pretty much this was the start button, correct?
Yes, sir.
So you hit the start button. You can hear it. You can hear I don't know if you can hear it, but I can hear the motor spool up a little bit. It's at 1100 RPM right now.
Yep.
And you have a dial right here, pretty much just like your throttle.
Yep.
Where you can dial it up, and it'll go all the way to what, like 2200 or something like that? 1800, and then I think you have different work modes you can put it in.
3 different eco modes.
Eco mode 1, 2, and 3. So wide open is 2400.
Yep.
That's when you really need to do some work.
Yeah.
So bump it on down to 1 there. And
1 or 2 on eco mode, and about 1400 is the most efficient.
Okay.
It gives you good cycle times and good strength.
Because obviously the higher you run it, the shorter the batteries are going to last.
Absolutely.
I'm sure wide open would take 3 hours. You could get out of it of non-stop
just
digging. But if you put it in the, you know, the economy mode, and it's like with the Mini, most of the time you're not on it non-stop all day long. You're gonna dig a little bit of a trench, you know, go put your pipe in and everything. And this one, when you engage it, right?
Yep.
After like what, 10 seconds, so you can rev it up. Let me put the seatbelt on so it'll quit beeping. So once let's just rev it on up. It was like after how many seconds? 10 seconds.
10 seconds.
It'll idle itself down, but if you don't move the machine, it'll beep, and it'll actually cut itself off to save power. But then all you have to do to get back going, it's not like the initial startup process. You just got to hit the button, and then we're back to digging.
Absolutely.
And that's as loud as it gets right there.
That's it. So depending on your application or what jobs you have, I mean, if you have an indoor job.
Exactly, and that's what we were talking about yesterday is you've got to go inside of a building or something and do something. Obviously you can't have a diesel motor running inside the building, and like Lars was saying, sometimes like in the city, if you got to work at night, you're not gonna, you know, wake people up sitting here running this right outside of a building there. I'm gonna dig with it a little bit and see what it'll do.
Absolutely.
All right, now we're gonna dig with it a little bit. that's wide open. It makes the same sound whether you're running at idle or wide open.
Could you imagine this thing on a job site where communication was key?
Exactly. It's like yesterday when we were talking, you know, what are we, 30 feet apart?
Yeah.
I'm sitting here.
We couldn't even be doing this right now.
No. And minis are actually, I think, with the diesel motor, are louder than a conventional one because you're pretty much sitting right here on the motor, and this, you probably don't get the heat build up either, do you?
No, no.
I didn't think about that. Because when you're sitting on top of a motor, you got all that heat coming up, radiating through the, you know, because I guess the motor obviously would still be behind it.
Right.
But on a normal Mini, you get all that heat off of everything that comes up into the cab.
It's definitely got the power.
I mean, it's a very small Mini, and this is very hard ground, and it's doing it. I mean, because you can't ask for any more. I mean, it's picking the whole machine up. I'd love this as a kid playing in the sandbox.
Wouldn't that be awesome?
Wouldn't it? Pull up to the house, plug it in.
It's so quiet. Your mom get mad.
I know, she wouldn't even know I was outside playing with it. And here is the Volvo L25 fully electric wheel loader. Definitely an interesting little piece here. I played around with it there a little bit. It's pretty impressive exactly what it'll do. Other than being electric, it's just like being the regular wheel loader. So climb up in here. All right, so here is the cab of the loader. So you have to put the seatbelt on first. What you'll do is you'll turn the key on. Everything will start powering up. You'll see the display screen come up. Once everything is where it needs to be, you actually have a gauge right here that shows your battery power. We're at 97%. Crank it one time. You'll see the little yellow thing. We're good to go. And that is pretty much the loader running wide open. So pretty much all you hear is the electric motor of it. On this one right here, you have your forward, and you hit the pedal down here for forward, and right here for backwards. But what you have to do first is take the parking brake off. So it's got a little parking brake right here, and as soon as you hit that, you are able to carry on through. It is very handy to having everything right here. So forwards and backwards is all right here on the joystick. There is a level indicator right here on the cylinder. The first one right here is when your bucket is level. Now we'll go into the pile of dirt and get a nice full scoop. Best I can one-handed while holding the camera.
What you think?
I think the bucket tells everything. I mean, that's a full bucket. All right, so I just want to tell you a little bit more about this machine. I have Lars here. He's going to explain it a little bit. You know a whole lot more about it than I do, don't you?
A little bit more. Enough to be dangerous.
Enough to be dangerous? Well, I'm pretty impressed. We got a nice full scoop of dirt here.
Yes. So this machine is...
Go ahead.
This machine is doing everything the diesel version is doing. Besides, it's electric driven. That's the only big difference.
Okay. So you were saying this machine has a high and low speed. Normally a wheel loader will have 4 gears. First, second, third, and fourth. This one either has the turtle or rabbit.
Yes, that's correct. It's electric driven, like electric cars. There's no gearbox in any longer. So you have it's one speed, and you can choose between a more slower speed if you work in a confined area like here,
Yes.
or high speed if you want to roll it a little bit.
And you were saying that this one has a separate motor that drives the wheels versus, it's got two motors, correct?
Yes,
Electric
that's
motors.
correct, yeah.
One for the loader functions and one for the drivetrain.
Yes, so one for the work hydraulics, we call it, for the steering, work hydraulics, and the third function. And then it's one motor, it's maybe hard to see. It's mounted right above the drivetrain,
Okay.
running the cardan between the front and rear axle, so you still have four-wheel drive, and it's electric driven.
So what I was noticing is, you know, the diesel model, when you're going into a pile of dirt, when you start using the loader function, it's taking your power away from your wheels. And with this, you have power at both, so you're not losing any
That's
power
correct, yes.
while you're using other functions,
Yes,
is what I
yes,
noticed.
yes.
And as far as this one, what is the battery life? Say you're using it at like a landscape yard where you go scoop up some mulch, take it to a truck.
In this application, I would say it would last all day long, because you're not running the machine all the time. You
Correct.
have a customer coming in wants to have some mulch, someone to have some the stones, the decorative stones, river rock, and it should last all day long.
And then-
the good thing is, when you work in a yard, you always can put the machine somewhere when you have your lunch break, hook it up and charge it.
And charge it as you're going.
Yeah.
And pretty much, what is the, from a fully dead battery, what is the charge time on this?
So this one, I recommend strongly to charge it on 240 volt, like electric cars.
Okay.
Charge time is 12 hours.
Okay.
So it's a nice overnight
Yeah,
charge.
use it during the day,
Yeah,
plug it
yeah.
up at night. It's pretty much just like an electric golf
Yes,
cart.
yeah.
You ride around
Yeah,
on it
yeah,
all day,
yeah.
and then you plug it up at night.
Yeah, yeah.
Awesome. And you said how many batteries are on this one?
6 battery packs.
Okay.
Sorry.
Oh, wow.
So 6 battery packs. Some people ask me, hey, why don't we have this plug-in, plug-out like on your powerless cordless power tools? But these are 100-pound heavy, and it's 6 of them, so you don't want to do this. Yeah.
You're not going to be
Yeah.
pulling these out and putting them back in. So you're saying there's 600 pounds of batteries right here?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty impressive. Well, that's a good counterweight back here then.
Sure, and it's you operated the machine. It's a nice stable
yeah.
machine.
I mean,
Yeah.
look at it right now. It's got probably 2 yards of dirt in the bucket.
Yeah.
And it wasn't tippy at all. Sounds good. Well, I appreciate you taking the time to show it around to me.
Thank you very much, Chris.
You're welcome.